the episode, we wanted to take a second to remind you about our Patreon exclusive. Just for this month, you can get a Hamilton-inspired enamel pin only by becoming a Patreon supporter before the 31st of March 2019. So head to patreon.com/sartorialgeek to get your hands on that cool reward and check out the other awesome things that we are offering over there. We also wanted to say thank you to our friends who are already supporting us. So thank you, Ruby, Lady Dame, Joanna, Caitlin, Alexandra, Beatrice, Jenna, Carolyn, Shelby, and Arkita at The Chic Geek. Thank you all so much. We super appreciate you.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.
Audible is great for people who really want to read a lot of books, but aren't actually going to read a lot of books. So you can listen to books on Audible. We talk about so many cool books on the website, like V.E. Schwab's Shades of Magic series, and you can get all of those on Audible.
Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/sartorialgeek.
That's audibletrial.com/sartorialgeek. Hey, welcome to the Sartorial Geek podcast. I'm Jordan Ellis of Jordan and Danae, and I'm here with two people from Geek Girl Pen Pals, which I'm so excited about. I'm here with Joanna Oh my gosh, I knew I was going to do it. Volavka? Is that
Volavka,
right?
yeah.
Okay. And Summer Sparrison. I was so nervous about getting those names right. From Geek Girl Pen Pals, which I've known about for a very long time and have loved for a very long time. So I'm so excited you guys are here to chat about it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
We're excited to be here. This is so much fun.
So for anyone who has never heard of Geek Girl Pen Pals, like it's a lot of clues are in the name, but explain like what it actually is.
Summer, do you want to take it?
Sure. So we are a online community and a pen pal pairing community. So every month we do, or not every month, but most months we do pen pal pairings where people can sign up and put their top 5 geek loves. And then our little pairing fairies will match you with someone who we think might have similar interests to you and be connectors and send you an email telling you should be pen pals. And in addition to that, people also come to our community, and we have online international events, and we have a great Discord group and a Twitter community. And it's just a really positive, fun place to be and to meet new friends. And all of us really love snail mail.
I mean, snail mail is the best thing in the world. So
it's way better than getting bills every day.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my gosh, to have like something to look forward to in the mail that isn't terrible.
We like to talk about sending magic in the mail.
Oh,
That's really cute.
That so much. So if like, how do you sign up, or how do you like get matched with someone?
So the easiest way, we have a direct link. You can go to geekgirlpenpals.com/pen-pals. Or you can just go to geekgirlpenpals.com, and it's one of our most prominent links, Get a Pen Pal. There's a form that's there. You don't have to sign up for anything. You just submit the form with all your information, and then that's it. And whatever month you sign up in, you're going to get your match the first 12 days or so of the following month.
That's so cool. And like, I mean, I remember I had like pen pal programs when I was a kid, but I think this is the only one I've ever heard of for like adults that like the same things as me, which is so cool.
Yeah, I think there's actually a pretty big growing group of communities out there now, because it's kind of something in this current very digital age that people are looking to get back into. And it's just really nice to get something in the mail that's from a different place and someone who's, sending you stickers, or we've done like tea and getting things in the mail from other people. It kind of just like shows that there's a nice caring group of folks. And I really love everyone. And like, for example, I just potty trained my little toddler, and someone in the community, I was saying how much he loved opening mail. She sent me a whole envelope full of tiny envelopes that he could then open as he was like sitting on the toilet.
Oh my gosh. That's so cute.
It was so amazing.
I love that. And then this is also nice for people, like, I know you have things that are online too, but not everyone is super into social media as a way to chat with people. So if that is you, like if you don't love being attached to your phone all the time and you want to go a little bit old school, this is like the coolest way to do that.
I think that's actually my favorite thing about our community is like people make friends online, but this is a way that it really goes analog. Like you get an actual tangible connection with someone, because there's something about like that physical thing that you get that is so much more real, you know, like it makes it to me more meaningful. And I just love that.
And then there is like, if you want to do this and then also do stuff online, you guys have a pretty active like internet connection, or not connection, but community, and do like online events and stuff too, right?
We do.
Yeah. We do like 3 major events throughout the year right now. Mm-hmm. We have our birthday that is in March. So we will be celebrating our 6th birthday here in March.
That's so exciting.
Hey, so we do like a little kind of 24-hour weekend long fun party for that. And then we do a longer kind of intensive long weekend summer camp in August every year, which has been really fun. And kind of people who miss those summer camp days, or people who never had summer camp days, are kind of like living this online camp, great community weekend of weird fun and games and activities. And then we also, because everyone loves Halloween, we do a little Halloween weekend as well. And then this past year, we also did a Yule Ball over in December.
Are these all online?
Yeah, they're all online. So
that's so cool.
It's kind of like we have blog posts, so crafts that people can do, and we're kind of, everyone's doing the activities at their own home or community, but then they're sharing the photos online. So it's really fun to be like, well, I made this bath bomb and totally failed, but you did really well in yours, and give me your tips so that next time mine doesn't. And then we also do some like online movie watch alongs where we'll just kind of like chat online while we're watching movies together. We've used a variety of social medias and different platforms to kind of figure out ways that we can host online gatherings.
That's so cool. And that's like perfect for people who are grown-ups too, because like sometimes you really want to be involved in things, but you can't fly to where they're happening, or you have a kid and you're not free that exact minute. So that's cool that you can like do it at the same time, but not literally at the same second in the same place. That's such a cool thing.
Yeah, we try to make sure that everything we schedule also has things that are happening. It's funny, we talk about different zones of the world as like one of our things. We try to make sure there's something happening in every chunk of time zones, and so that people can be involved, when they're available. But I also think it makes it really accessible, because you're right, you don't have to go anywhere to participate in these things, or you can take us with you wherever you are. I know I've done like live chats and stuff from other places just on my phone on the go. I've participated in stuff, which is really
done them from the car, actually on the go.
That's awesome.
I wasn't driving.
Right. Yes. Well, even now we're in 3 different time zones.
Yeah.
Like that's so cool.
Yeah.
Is there like a fee at all to doing it, or is this all like to sign up? Does it cost money, or is it all just like free? How does that work?
It's all free. I mean, the staff that we have, we're all volunteers, and we just do this because we love it. Like none of us are making any money off of it. It's just something we really love to do. And we've created this community, and we just love to foster this community. So all the activities, everything are free. We do have a Patreon. So we have some amazing Patreons who help to support the organization. And those funds go towards the actual hosting costs and some marketing and things like that. And it's great to have this really supportive community who's willing to, we provide this free service, but some people are saying, hey, I'm willing to pitch in monetarily, or I'm willing to pitch in and help with the staffing of these events. So it's great to have that support.
That's incredible, though, that, I love Patreon for that reason, that you can offer something that's like not expensive if people, so they can get involved and like money isn't a barrier, but it's also very cool to like support when a huge thing like this is run all by volunteers. That's awesome that there's a way to do both.
Yeah, we have a really great team. Our staff right now is about 9, but we also have other people who come in for special events. Like every year for the camp that Summer was talking about, we always have camp counselors. And if you sign up to participate in camp, you can get put into a troop, and the counselors come up with the names of the troops, and they do special like troop activities for like more like bonding and a smaller group even to interact with. So we have all kinds, and people that run activities that they want to just like promote in the community. So it's a very grassroots thing.
That's so cool, though. I love it. And I love like how community oriented that is, because you're all part of the same group. Like everyone's there for the same thing, and it's all volunteers. And so like everyone knows what they're getting and everyone is into it. And I think those are like really fun communities because everyone's kind of on the same page.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember, Jordan, but like it had actually kind of led me to you because I was at New York Comic Con and I saw your booth there and I was like, hey, I have this little community that I'm part of. And that was like my first experience meeting you. And it was just brought us together.
I mean, this is the like communities like this are what I'm obsessed with. So like I love this. And then it's just great when like things like this are happening in the specific part of the world that I love. So it's like girls who are nerdy hanging out and being friends is like my favorite thing. So I love doing like giveaways and stuff with you guys and seeing you at conventions. And I love that it's all online, so I don't just like live in the wrong place and can't do stuff with you. That's so nice. What kinds of, is it like every fandom? Are there specific fandoms that like stick out the most? Have you ever had someone who's like their top fandoms, you're like, what? I've never heard of these. Or is it all pretty like, do you cover the range of all nerd things?
I mean, we're both laughing because, I mean, obviously you're going to have certain things overrepresented.
Right. Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, absolutely.
That was my guess too.
Yeah, Harry Potter
and Doctor Who.
And Doctor Who is really big. Star Wars has made a comeback. And people, like our community loves Disney a lot. But then there are always like a handful of them. Like, wasn't there someone who signed up with like animals that look like some actor? Like, I can't even remember what it was.
Was it Benedict Cumberbatch?
No, it was like something super obscure. But yeah, like people sign up with really obscure things and we'll be like, so you like animals? Good. We'll find you someone who likes animals. You know, like we tried to even match there. But yeah.
And I often find when I had to do the pairings, like I would have to Google a lot of things. So I actually found some new things because a lot of people would put like a very specific anime or a very specific book series or a band that I knew nothing about. I'm like, what is this? Because they just put the title and I'd have to Google it and be like, oh, this is a K-pop band. So I should find someone else who likes, K-pop because I didn't know anything. I didn't know who this group was. And then I sometimes was able to find things like myself that I'm like, oh, this seems pretty cool. Maybe I should check it out.
Yeah. I mean, our philosophy is there's no wrong way to be a geek. And if you are passionate about it, then it is a geek love and you can geek out about it. And you know what, if the thing that makes you excited is like knitting and crochet, then that's your geek love. And if it's sporting events, then there are sports geeks. And if it's Doctor Who, then you've got your people. And it's really nice to be able to connect people with things, because there are really interesting and fun overlaps as well, I think. Like there's definitely a strong contingent of knitting tea drinkers who like Sherlock,
Right.
I resemble that statement.
That's fun too, when you can start seeing certain fandoms overlap and you're like, okay, these three things go together.
Yeah.
Really more often than you would think. That's hilarious. So, Summer, you're a Sherlock knitting tea drinker. Are those?
No, not. I do. I am currently drinking a glass of tea.
There you go.
I've tried knitting, but I don't have the patience for it.
That's me too. I totally get that.
You sew them.
What are you? Oh yeah.
I do so. Yeah, it's much quicker. Things come together much faster when you're sewing them.
So true. What are your two favorite? Do you do top 5? Is that what you
top
asked?
5? And they're constantly in flux, so we tell people just to put the top 5 that they have at the moment, because obviously next month, this could change.
Yep.
Hour. Joanna, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I can. My top 5 change a lot, but I'm pretty consistent about Disney and Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. And then it tends to be Doctor Who. And then my last one sort of fluctuates. I'm a nerd fighter, so I'm really into the nerd fighter community. So sometimes I would list
that. I know I've heard that.
The nerd fighter community is the group of people that grew up around John and Hank Green and the Vlog Brothers YouTube channel.
Yes.
We do a lot of like fundraising. I don't need to pitch too hard for them. They're doing great.
That is like, I'm probably the only person who didn't immediately know what that is.
Oh, it's totally fine.
I didn't know what that was until I met Joanna. Like Joanna and really Cara, who's also on our staff. Like the two of them are huge nerd fighters, and I was like, "What the heck is this?" And so they definitely introduced me to that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I actually found Pen Pal Club through the nerd fighter community, just for what it's worth.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I was introduced to Pen Pal Club when it first started through someone in the nerd fighter community. So
that's so cool.
Yeah.
And I was introduced through my comic community, through my lady comics.
Wait, so you both were not a part of Geek Girl Pen Pals when it started?
Right. So,
whoa,
yeah,
cool.
So it was founded by two amazing women, Emily, who is in England, and then Leslie Stewie, who is in the East Coastal area. She was in Pennsylvania, and now she's actually, as of like a couple days ago, back in Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. But so they kind of had this spark of an idea to found this community, and from there it like grew, and they added staff, and it's kind of, now we're 6 years old, and so it's like, wow, who would have ever thought that this silly little idea of, I wish you could send me some curly whirlies because I love British candy. OMG, we should be pen pals, that would grow into something this large, which has been amazing to watch. And so there's been some like staff that have come and gone over the years. I think I found out about it like pretty immediately as well. So I was in the second round, because when the first round was open, it filled up almost immediately, and they had so much interest, and they're like, oh, actually we have something here. And so then I signed up in the second round for the first time.
Yeah, I was from round 3. So we've both been around since like the first month and a half.
Yeah.
That's super cool though. And then it grew, I mean, that's when you know you have a good idea, when it can grow way beyond like what you first started as. That's so awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that this has like been such a huge part of my life for, the past 5.5 years, now almost 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool. Summer, what are your top 5?
So they change a bunch as well. It's hard to just pick 5 because you want to pick like 20.
Everything, right?
I always pick the X-Files.
Yes.
And
okay.
I pick musical theater, I'm a huge musical theater nerd. I also usually pick like murder mystery television. So like those nice crime procedurals, especially like British ones. And
we are on the same page there.
Yeah. And then often like Star Trek is one of my faves. And I currently I also have like Harry Potter as well, I think. There's so many.
That's so fun that you two like have such different ones too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But I definitely like appreciate, you know, all of Joanna's, and like many of them are in my top 10. Same. If I could expand.
I've been super into Star Trek Discovery lately. Like super into it.
I haven't watched it yet. I need to watch it.
It's so good. You would love it.
Is that the one that's just on CBS's like
yes.
thing? Yeah. I need to get into that.
It's real good.
So Jordan, are you going to tell us your top 5 geek clubs?
Yeah, what are yours?
Okay. Harry Potter, Marvel, I think. So I wouldn't say it's a top now, but the one that got me into every nerdy thing is Pokemon, and it keeps coming back. So I think it's still on my list.
Who's your side question? Who's your starter Pokemon?
So I played with Game Boy Color, like red and blue. So I had, I always picked Bulbasaur, but then when I played on the Switch, I had the Eevee version, which I didn't even know you could do.
The correct answers, by the way.
Okay, great. Perfect. So, but I had so much fun playing on Switch because I haven't been following. I know that the games have been going on and like things have been happening for the past 20 years that I haven't been following. So when I got a Switch, I bought Let's Go Eevee, and I was like, wait, this is the same game. It just looks better. This is so nostalgic and amazing. I loved it.
Oh, everyone makes me want to go get a Stitch.
Yeah, it is great. And I played Pokemon Go too, because that was so much fun.
I just rehooked up my Wii to my TV.
Nice.
And I turned on the Wii and I opened the Pokemon Farm, if anyone played Pokemon Farm on Wii. And it was like, hey, I haven't seen you in 5 years. And I was like, oh no.
I mean, you had a lot of other stuff to do in the past 5 years. Like
run a pen pal club.
That's so awesome though.
Yeah,
and have a kid, all that stuff.
Yeah. I'm a late Pokemon adopter, but I still play Pokemon Go. I get a kick out of it.
Yeah, I think we were playing together at a convention like that year that it came out, when conventions were so fun because people were doing it all at the same place. That's so great. I think I had 2 more.
It to make memory room on my phone, and my colleague was constantly yelling at me because where I work is a Pokemon gym now. So like I could sit at my desk at work and fight people in this gym, and they're always like, we need an extra person, re-download it. I'm like, I don't have the memory on my phone.
It does take up a lot.
Yeah.
That's what's kind of fun about getting a Switch, because it's like not your actual phone, so you're not draining the battery and memory on a thing you have to use for other stuff.
Your two other geek clubs.
2 others. 100% like true crime, murder, mystery things. And last one, so I never read comics growing up, but I've been super into Image comics like Wicked Divine and Bitch Planet and all of those. Like, I love that I can just go to like the Image comics section of a store or like their booth, and I'll like whatever I get because the stories are so good.
Yeah.
Even though especially because I'm not like a huge comics reader, I don't know like what to do. So I can just go there and get something, and I usually love it.
Well, and a lot of their stuff, you don't have to deal with an 80-year history of whatever, which is kind of nice.
It's so nice.
Yeah. I think comics can be intimidating sometimes because of all the history. So
they absolutely can. Like, it's really tricky because I remember I had seen a lot of people cosplaying as Spider-Gwen. So I was like, oh, I want to know what this is. And then I was like, where do I start? What do I do? How do I find the beginning of the story? Who is she? And thankfully, the internet has helped a lot with that. Like, there are starter lists for stuff, which is really, really helpful.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that that's one of the cool things, like bringing it back around. One of the cool things about our community is that people are really passionate about stuff, but they're really passionate about sharing that stuff. And by having a community of like more underrepresented fans, we've removed a lot of the gatekeeping and try to help people get connected and get into stuff. So yeah.
That's so important because then even Summer, like you were saying, when you were pairing people, like anytime you're in a nerdy community like this that's open, you probably are going to find out about new things that you've never heard of before. So it's nice when it's like a group of people who want to help you figure it out instead of being like, ew, you've never heard of this, like you're lame, and then moving on. So it's such a big difference when there's not that gatekeeping aspect.
Yeah, that's always like my favorite part of like the online communities too, is that, we have different kind of discussion boards on Discord and then also on Twitter where people could be like, hey, I have a question. Like, I want recommendations. Like, I just finished binging this on Netflix. What's the next thing I should watch? Or, let's make a collaborative playlist of music for this one event. So everyone can like add songs they like. And then you kind of find new things out of it. And the recommendations are good because they're coming from, your friends. And other people will jump in and be like, yes, I recommend that too.
And I mean, that's basically what being at a good convention is like, but it's online and you don't have to travel for it, which is so cool.
Yeah.
And there's no walking.
Yep.
Although we do have like a pretty active like group that are, kind of like the healthing group. They're always like posting goals and you have kind of accountability and you can just kind of like be with people and be like, I want to run a 5K. So I'm doing couch to 5K. Who wants to do this with me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. There are a bunch of like, they're all called IGL groups, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How is there like a list of all of them somewhere, or are they all just like linked through like different Twitter things, or how do people find the different specific groups? Because they're super cool.
So we do have a page on our website at geekgirlpenpals.com. There's a tab for getting involved. And if you click that, you'll look for activities. So that's sort of the bucket we put everything in as activities. And that'll link to specific Twitter accounts for the different activity groups. Or if people come to our Discord, we have all the different channels for stuff, and they're all like, am watching, am reading, am learning, am healthing, like whatever it is.
We're very creative when it comes to naming.
But by making it broad, like we're not discriminating against what you're watching. You can be watching anything and go talk about it.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah, there are like, I feel like I have found some, because I'll just be going through Twitter and then I'll see like something IGL and I'm like, oh, that's a really cool group that I would never have thought of putting together, but that's really awesome. It's that thing, I mean, it's the nerd thing you love when you see different things you love all combined and other people like all of those things too. It's like the best thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we think we'll keep it around.
That's so awesome. What are each of your favorite events that happen every year? Or it can be like a one-off too, if there was like a particular event that you loved.
I mean, we are pretty much the main engine behind the summer camp. So we spend a lot of our time doing summer camp together, which is fun.
Camp.
Yeah.
I will say though, our Halloween party that we did last year, we did kind of like a murder mystery crime thing. And it was a lot of fun, and it was all like fueled from, what people wanted to do. And they're like, I have this idea for this. I want to die, and I want someone to have killed me, and I want it to be a murder mystery where everyone has to solve the murder mystery party.
Yeah.
So it was our first attempt doing an online murder mystery party, which was really crazy and stressful, but amazing. And there were so many like threads and red herrings and all these things that got to be creative. And, you know, everyone got into their roles and they were like acting and they were just online. And we hid all these clues around that people had to find, or, you know, that someone got leaked to them. And then they had to kind of like spread the information and everyone had to like go together to solve the crime.
That's incredible.
It was super fun.
It was a lot of work, but it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is so cool. I mean, I honestly can't believe that worked, knowing how much work would go into that for the first time. That's so cool that you pulled that off.
Yeah. I mean, one of the cool things about having like a fully online staff is we've gotten pretty good at collaborative stuff making. Like, you know,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's like, term. Here's a list of clues. We need to make this stuff, right? Like stuff making. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad no one like looked at my browser history when it's like, corner reports.
That's
like,
so cool.
Like blank corner report form.
Right.
Hey, I found one. It was great.
Oh my gosh. I feel like that's the perfect thing to be like, if this hits everything that you love, there are like so many more things like this that are just the intersection of like all your nerdy loves in one place. And I feel like that is like what Geek Girl Pen Pals is awesome for. I love everything about everything you guys are doing. So cool.
Thank you. We love you too.
Yeah. We love you too. We love your clothes.
Oh, thank you. This is like a perfect time to tell everyone where they can find you. And I mean, we talked about how to get involved, but just like literally where to go to get involved and like where to start.
So the best place, I mean, you can find us on all the major social media under Geek Girl Pen Pals. Our username is always at Geek Girl Pen Pals, like wherever we are. So we have a Facebook page, we have an Instagram, we have a Twitter. Our Discord invite link to our main channel. You can just hop in and introduce yourself, and our community is super welcome. So our Discord invite is linked in our profiles of all of our social media. We want to make it really easy to come hang out with us.
That's awesome. Do you want to tell people where they can find like you individually too, or do you want to leave it at Geek Girl Pen Pals? Either is totally cool.
I think we can just do Geek Girl Pen Pals.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, that is awesome. If anyone listening is like, wow, I love getting things in the mail and I love hanging out with Geek Girls and I love finding out new fandoms, this is like the coolest place to go do all of those things at once. So
I will say we're not like completely, you don't have to be a girl to be a part of the community. Like we are welcoming and accepting of everyone. The majority of our members are female or female identifying, but we have plenty of like non-binary and we have some men who are in our club as well. So like we're not excluding you, just know that is the group dynamic.
That's what you're getting into, but
very geared towards like a safe space for women and non-binary folks to participate in.
That's really good to know and awesome. Because sometimes it is kind of tricky to be like, what does this mean? So that's cool that it's like, this is the vibe, but anyone who's into this can join. That's awesome.
Yeah, and you can always come check us out. And if it's not your thing, we will not have hurt feelings if you leave us. But, please feel free to come give us a look.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for chatting. I love like hearing more about what you're doing and all the cool events and stuff. And I'm excited to see you guys at conventions coming up soon.
Yeah,
this is awesome.
I'm so excited.
Thank you so much for having us. This has been so much fun.
I love conversations like this are like my favorite to have ever. This is the best. And if you're listening and like this, please check out Geek Girl Pen Pals. They have a Patreon that we talked about, so check theirs out. And you can check out Sartorial Geek and our Patreon also, and just support all of the geeky communities all over the place. But thank you all so much. Have a great week and stay nerdy. Bye.
Bye.